Hello everybody and welcome back. This is the upgrade. All the parts except for one part that I'm waiting for it to come for the Ruger PC carbine. This is the barrel. You can see here's the end. It's off the rifle, and I have the front sight off. And here's the front sight. It just screws off. And it takes, two screws. They're on pretty tight. I do want to show you something. Here is my Wheeler screwdriver set. And to get these screws off, for one, these screws, the screws that take this front sight off for the Ruger PC carbine, are T10 screws. I used them in this Wheeler screwdriver set here, so you can see Wheeler screwdriver set. And I'm going to bring this closer. You can see that it's a T10. Okay, it's upside down, so there you go. It's a T10. Look at the end. See how it's all twisted? And that's just from me with my hands. Not even using a torque wrench. It's just my hands trying to unscrew those two screws for the front sight on the Ruger PC carbine. And it twisted that star pattern torque bit on the Wheeler set. Now, if I could unscrew it with my hand and didn't need a torque wrench, to me, that's telling me that these bits are kind of cheap. Now, I was able to replace the bits. I replaced the bits. There is the number in case anybody needs it. You get 3 in a set, and it was only like $5 and then shipping. And I forget where I got them. I think Midwest Industries. And you get 3 of them. Like I said, you can see that in the package. But they don't say on them, all it has is the part number. It just has this 144584. That's all that it has written on the side of the bit. It doesn't say T10. So I'm keeping this in the case here below, along with the original bit that's been twisted, and so that I make sure that I can remember the size. I should write on here, it has T10 on the bag, but it doesn't say it on the bit. And I don't want to, put these somewhere else, put the bit in here, and then not be sure which one it is that I'm grabbing. So that's what I've had to do with the Wheeler set. I just wanted to let people know, if you go to do this upgrade, you have a Wheeler screwdriver set. When you take the 2 screws out of this front sight for the Ruger PC carbine, they're in there really tight. And they take a T10 Torx bit to get them out. Here's the screws. The screws are fine. And they're not on with Loctite. They're just tightened in there really tight. There's no Loctite on this at all. So it's just really tough to get them out. And with the Wheeler set, it twisted that bit. So I wanted to let you know that. What we'll be replacing, other than the front sight, we'll also be replacing this rear sight. The ghost ring. Because, for one, the ghost ring, the proper way to use a ghost ring is the ghost ring should be closest to your eye, not on the barrel. And you can pull up videos all you want, and you'll see how a ghost ring is supposed to be used. And it's not supposed to be used like this. That's why Tandem Cross has come out with this fiber optic rear sight. It just screws in. They even include a little Allen screw for you to use and a little Allen wrench. And you screw that in, and now you're looking down it, and you have, the proper sight picture for a sight that's on the barrel. So we have that, and that's from Tandem Cross. Here is the front sight, fiber optic from Tandem Cross. There's a green one inserted, and it comes with an orange one if you want to switch them out. No, it doesn't have the protective ears, but if you're careful, there's no reason why you need the protective ears. I don't plan on banging mine around. I plan on using my PC carbine other than having fun and shooting at the range for home defense. I don't plan on banging it all around and breaking the front. I have also ordered these things. These are from M Carbo, and you can see how these go in if you go to M Carbo on YouTube. Just type in M Carbo, and they have videos on how to do all this stuff. This is made of stainless steel. This is the recoil spring retainer. And it's made out of stainless steel. It's very easy to put on. It's super easy to put on. Because the original one that's on the Ruger PC carbine is plastic. And it can fail. It's known to fail. That's why they made this one. And it sells. In a hot minute, it'll sell because it's steel, not plastic. The rod it goes on is steel, but the end cap is plastic. I don't want plastic pieces in my gun when you have that 9mm slamming, because it's a blowback, slamming back on a piece of plastic that's real small. That can be unreliable, so I get a metal piece. I got a stainless steel piece. These are A2 tool steel bolt head pins and the extractor pins. They replace the current pins that Ruger has in there with a harder steel. And I have seen, mine doesn't have it because I haven't shot a lot through it, but I've seen other people that I know who have the PC carbine, and their pins, they're chewed up. You can see that they're chewed. So this is a harder steel. So I got these. They're just a direct replacement, and they just pop on in. Very easy. Another thing, because they fall out all the time, and if you look at the video on the trigger group, these are stainless steel trigger group pins. Because they keep, when you go to clean the rifle, you take the trigger group out, the pins fall out. And that shouldn't be like that. So these are stainless steel, they fit tighter, and this longer one fits right, it's the trigger pin. And it fits in because the original one doesn't go from one side to the other of the trigger group. The little box that all the trigger stuff fits in. It only goes halfway through. So this longer one goes all the way through. You can see them, and you don't have to worry about them falling out. And I'm talking about the trigger group, not the pins that hold the trigger group into the receiver. I'm talking about the trigger group itself. So it's worth it. And these aren't expensive. And this is a new extractor, because I've had failures to extract, and I've had failures, I get stovepipes and all that. And I've seen a lot of people comment. You can see it all over YouTube. And comments and all that stuff where people are talking about their carbine, it doesn't extract, or it's stovepipes. Is that, well, this, if you compare, for one, this is a harder steel. And Ruger's extractor is a stamped piece. The point on the end of the extractor, that little point that grabs the shell and spits it out, can round over time. And you might even have one that's rounded over as the die starts to wear out when you first get your carbine. So a brand new one, you can already see it. So this is a harder steel, and it's a more precise edge, and it helps to stop any of those malfunctions with failures to eject, stovepipes, things like that. And it's real quick. I mean, it's something you should be checking on every time you clean your carbine. Even Ruger's on Ruger's site. If you go to Ruger's site on YouTube, when they tell you to clean it, they have you take this extractor out, check it, clean it, watch out for the spring, clean behind it, and all that kind of stuff. And they also they have you take these trigger pins out. These extractor pins and the bolt head. They have you take the bolt head out and clean that, and they have you take the trigger, the bolt head pins out and the extractor pin. And when you take the extractor pin out, the extractor comes out. So you're supposed to clean all that. So all these are is just, when you're cleaning it, you just put these back instead of the original Ruger extractor and pins. They're just better made, and they're a harder steel, and they'll last longer, and it's just a smarter thing, especially if you're going to be using it for a self-defense, carbine at the house. I already showed you I have the red dot, so I'll be changing that. I'll be getting that put on, or I'll be putting that on eventually. And I did take the advice of one of the people who've watched the videos, and I will be replacing the stock with the Magpul backpacker stock. I'll be replacing that. The only thing I still have to buy that I haven't bought, that I need to, get some money together for, is I need to get a light. And I'm thinking of getting a Surefire light, and I need to get an M-lock little rail or whatever they call it, so it holds that particular light. I haven't decided on which Surefire light I'm going to get. So that's what I'll be getting, and then it'll be finished. As of right now, I have my my Ruger 2245 light is actually at the gunsmith's getting the competition package put in it. So it'll look the same. It'll still have a gold trigger. I got the package from Volkortsen with the gold trigger. And finally, Ruger sent the Williams fiber optic sight. So I got those sights from Ruger. Ruger also sells this front sight from Tandem Cross. They sell that on Ruger's store. They sell that front sight. It's out of stock all the time, but they do sell it. So if you do have this on your carbine, you have to send it in for repair. Ruger will not take it off because Ruger sells it as a replacement part. I'm surprised they don't sell the rear sight. I haven't seen it on that site yet, but they do sell this front sight for the Ruger PC carbine, just like they sell the Williams sight for the 2245, because they put just their sights they're all blacked out. So Ruger does sell them, and when you use them, if anything happens and you have to send your gun in for repair or anything like that, you won't have to worry about Ruger removing, sights and all this kind of stuff and putting their original ones on there like they do if you send something in and it doesn't have their original parts, because they sell them. And because they sell them, they let you keep them on there. So just to let you know that. So, all right. That's about it. Thank you for watching. And I'll let you know at least what the sights look like once I get them on and all that kind of stuff. And I'll show you. I can't do a trigger gauge on the 2245 because I don't have any snap caps, and it's too late to show you a before and after. So You'll just have to take my word for it. But you know the trigger has play in it. This trigger won't have any play in it. So that's what's going on. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Okay, bye-bye.